simplicity of just start. This is all you need to get started. And then, maybe when you've graduated, then you'll know,
Exactly. And I think it's the same with plugins as well. Like I feel like some people just go crazy with the number of plugins that they have and download. And but then I think it's better to have a few plugins that you know how to use well, rather than like, you know, hundreds of gigs of plugins that you barely know how to use. And then it's just kind of overwhelmed by choice of too many things.
Right. I feel like people are scared of like, maybe I'll need this, or, and they don't even know what that scenario would be,
or maybe they think that this plugin is going to make their whole song sound so much better, but without really understanding that, maybe what you have already, there's a way that you can use that to get there. But without understanding what you're actually doing, then that one plugin is not going to solve your problem.
But then sometimes it's fun to buy new plugins and it inspires creativity. I don't know. I feel like...
totally.
There's the other side of the equation. But it's obviously people can go way too far.
Right? Yeah. Like I just know some people with like gigs and gigs, hard drives full of plugins, but then they're not sure how to use most of them, and then it can be a bit overwhelming is the thing. But if you're at the stage where you're kind of bored of what you have and you want to try a bunch of new things, then that's excellent.
Amazing. So Xylo, this has been super fun, really inspiring. I think you're doing really important work, and so congrats.
Thank you.
And so, I ask this question on every episode, and, obviously, so I'll ask you as well. Looking back on your journey, was there something that you maybe did or didn't do that you'd want to impart on your earlier self and be like, yo, Xylo, keep at that. It's going to get you where you want to go. Or maybe it's, Xylo, don't do that. You're holding yourself back. What would be that one piece of advice you tell your earlier self?
I think know your value, which can be a hard thing when you're starting out and it feels like everyone's making music and there's like, 40,000 songs or whatever being uploaded to Spotify every day or whatever, and you feel like one of a crowd. But I think unless you know your worth, other people aren't going to see it. And I feel like everything I was doing when I first started out, like if I was reaching out to collaborators or journalists or whatever for PR, like it would be like, can you please help me because, it would be really helpful or whatever. But like people don't care. They don't know you. They don't care about you is honestly the truth. But if you kind of approach people like, actually, I've got something of value to give you, and here's why you should work with me, then I think it's a different response and people will take you more seriously because you know your own worth. And I guess that is not something that you just have, and it's something that hopefully, it does take time to build, but just knowing that everyone has something of value, has a completely unique perspective on the world from their own background and everything that they've been through. There's this quote by Jimmy Iovine that says like every room you walk into is better off that you're there. And I feel like that's something that I try to tell myself often, that like even if there's a room that everyone knows more than you, no one has your background and your life experience, whatever that is. So you have something of value to bring to everything. So I think it's important to know that and just to hold that in view when you're approaching people, and your experiences will be better because people will see that in you as well.
Yeah, I think that's great. Like me just having this podcast, I'm able to leverage that to talk to people that I would never get a chance to talk with, right? And so just because I have this platform now. So it's like everybody has value, obviously, but you can also provide value to, other people above you on the ladder, I guess, so to speak.
Totally.
Yeah, amazing. Well, Xylo, this has been really, really fun. What's the best way to find out about your organization and about you, and where should people go?
Sure. So I guess Instagram is probably where I'm most active. So it's just at Xylo Aria, which is XYLOARIA, with no spaces. And music production for women is just musicproductionforwomen.com or at Music Production for Women, or one word. And, do reach out and say hi. And, if there are a bunch of men listening to this as well, please say hi as well. We love to have you in our community as well. So that's where you can find me.
Amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to do this. I hope you have a great day.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. Thanks, Ben. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Secret Sonics. I hope you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. If you've been digging the show, it would be awesome if you could share this episode or your favorite episode with a friend or two, and or leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your podcatcher of choice. That's it for now. Have a great week. Take care and dig in. See you soon. Bye-bye.